This app, Parler, is the app that the racists are currently using because they got banned from Twitter for being racist. Now, rating apps 1 star will work, but only if you don't mention TikTok or Gen Z. So you're gonna wanna write a review as such, full of bugs, extremely laggy, it crashes, things like that. Be creative, but don't mention Gen Z. This is only about the app. It can only be about the app. And I mean, if y'all have time to hit Fox News, do it too.
Make America great again. Donald Trump.
What's up, the internet? Angry Asian here, and let's talk about dumb millennials acting obnoxious on TikTok and other social media platforms.
How dare you!
One of the most obvious ways you can tell that leftists don't actually care about any political arguments and are purely after control is in their slanderous, rabid objection to any new social media platforms that actually support free speech.
I am shocked! Shocked! Well, not that shocked.
It's based in their soy-fueled anger, where they know they can't actually win a debate or an argument using facts or truth. So they need a mob of people on their side. They want you to see their argument and have no voice, or such a tiny voice that you can't correct their lies.
But have you ever considered learning how to lie every now and then? Just a bit?
I'm not going to swear an oath I can't uphold. Talk about my father if you want. Tell me that's the attitude that got him killed. But when enough people make false promises, words stop meaning anything. Then there are no more answers, only better and better lies.
Twitter is the most prevalent example of this, where if you have any view right of Socialist Sanders, you are banned, or you are shadow banned. Now, there are notable examples. Let's take Ben Shapiro. While he's too influential to ban, if he points out the biological truth that there are only 2 genders, male and female, his statement, no matter who he cites, is shouted down by radical alt-left loonies because anybody who could step in and argue with the crazies denying biological sex have been banned.
Your platform restricts speech.
Our platform promotes speech unless people violate our rules.
And in a specific direction.
In any direction.
But I don't want to say his name. The guy who calls for death gets a suspension. The guy who insinuates death gets a permanent ban.
But Tim, you're misinterpreting what I'm saying, and I feel like you're doing it deliberately. It's not about one particular thing. It's about a pattern and practice of violating our rules.
And you have a pattern and practice of banning only one faction of people.
I don't agree with that.
Quillette recently published an article where they looked at 22 high-profile bannings from 2015 and found 21 of them were only on one side of the cultural debate.
But I don't look at the political spectrum of people when I'm looking at their tweets.
Right, you have a bias.
I don't know who they are.
You're biased, and you're targeting specific individuals because your rules support this perspective.
No.
You see it in how Twitter bans the average person as well. You can still see the leftists spouting an insane point of view, but you can't share your opinion to disprove their anti-science rhetoric. You have to just sit there and watch the few individuals too big to ban fight a losing battle.
どうしてそこでやめるんだそこでもう少し頑張ってみろよダメ諦めたら周りのこと思えよ応援してる人たちのこと思ってみろって
But their biggest objection to an unbiased free speech platform is because of the ability to organize. You see it every day when brands bow down to Black Lives Matter or the BLGT movement. Social media gives the alt-left the ability to organize and makes it seem like they're a larger segment of the population than they are, when in reality, they're just a small portion of screaming babies.
First, I want you to admit that you're a closet racist, a beta male sexist, and you dragged everyone into a horrible situation by only thinking of yourself.
Okay.
I want to hear you say it.
Look, I'm a closeted racist, and I'm sexist, and selfish, and I dragged us all into my sexist, racist, bad things because I'm stupid.
Thank you.
They're afraid of the ability to organize because they know they don't have facts or truth on their side. They're worried that if people can share rational discourse, they'll see the loonies controlling the narrative at present aren't as big and powerful as they seem when they're dogpiling to get someone fired for saying BLM is a violent terrorist organization, like they actually are.
Why are you bullying me? I'm right.
That is why they get so butthurt whenever someone tries to build a platform to challenge social media sites like Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, where they know the leftist inquisition will purge any wrongthink from the platforms and make sure anybody who'd use those pesky hate facts to disprove the left's often hypocritical policies is silenced.
With one will, one resolve, one cause. Our enemies shall talk themselves to death, and we will
That is why leftists will slander free speech sites like Parler and Minds and be supported by Google and Apple, who share their insane ideological goals. Any new free speech site will only last for a certain amount of time on the Google Play Store and Apple Store before Democrat slander gets it removed for quote-unquote hate speech and white supremacy. Unless we the people stand up and vote against the Democrat mob, this will only get worse under Joe Senior Moment Biden.
Agree that we can redirect some of the funding?
Yes.
And Chris Wallace said this.
Really, because they want to defund the police, and Biden wants to defund the police.
Sir, he does not.
Anyways, like, comment, and subscribe if you'd like, and if not, as any real classical liberal will tell you, you do you, my dude.
Trigger warning. I exist. I love Trump. Hey, I'ma vote Trump 2020, Trump 2020. I'ma vote Trump 2020.